I'm a magnolia tree. What's up, guys? James with That's Right Lawn Care. I hope y'all are all having an awesome Wednesday. I just got out here at this little job that I'm doing for my mom. It's a couple of trees. This one here. And this is like a twofer that split right there at the bottom. And it's coming up through this holly. So we're gonna be taking both of those out. So that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Main objective is to not kill that magnolia, and that's gonna be pretty easy not to do. So this is gonna be fun, but we're gonna get into why I do not offer tree service. I do not cut trees down, and I'll tell you why. Well, let's go look at some saws. All right, guys, so today we're going to be using the MS250 steel. This has an 18-inch bar. The chain on it's still pretty good. I purchased this sharpener. This is a steel sharpener. This is the 0.325 pitch. So when it comes to your chains and your sharpeners, anytime you get a sharpener, make sure it's for the chain that you're going to be sharpening, because there's all different kinds of pitch to your sharpener. See, this is just a regular rat tail. This one, you know, it's easy for just quick sharpening and stuff, but when you go to sharpen, you'll notice over time that you're tearing this away and this isn't going anywhere. A big part of sharpening your chains is filing this down as well, and a lot of people don't even realize it. The good thing about this is it has a file on there along with the two rat tails that are already lined up in this, and it is lined up to keep this at the correct angle. So this has been an awesome tool. I really like it. It keeps it almost makes the chain seem like it was brand new. Now the cool thing about this sharpener, and I'm not sure exactly what pitch that this chain is, but it just about matches up. I haven't looked. I could probably look and find out, but I haven't done it yet. But it's close enough. And the cool thing is about this pole saw is it's a specialty tool. I mean, you want to keep your chain sharp, because when you need it, you're going to need it. So in this case, we're definitely going to need it. We're going to hit some of the lower hanging limbs, some higher, hard to reach limbs and stuff like that. And this pole saw, as we extend it, is going to come in real handy for this job, just to get some of those limbs that we can't reach. So I'm done with this. Don't need it anymore. I'm gonna just throw it back in the bag. Of course, you got your T-handle with the flat head on it to tighten your bar, whatever you need to do. Tighten your chain up, loosen it if the chain comes off. You always want to have your tools with you. This is just a socket with a 10mm on it for the pole saw here, because these are 10 millimeters. And then of course we've got some bar and chain oil. Y'all don't forget bar and chain oil. It doesn't matter, you know, what you're doing. Anytime you run out of gas when you're using the chainsaw, always top off the bar and chain oil. Bar and chain oil on most chainsaws doesn't run out as fast as the gas does. So that's kind of just a, hey, I'm out of gas, I need to top them both off. You know, always make sure you got bar and chain oil in there. If not, you will warp your blade, because it's going to get way too hot and you can ruin your chain, ruin your bar. So always keep in mind to have that bar and chain oil running through there at all times. Some chainsaws, and a lot of chainsaws, will actually let you, and I'm not sure if this 250 does or not. Right now it's oiling just fine for me, but most chainsaws will have a screw that you can adjust how much bar and chain oil is coming out. And for this one, I'm not sure if it has an adjuster on it. I'd have to read into it, look at the owner's manual and whatnot. But like I said, right now it's oiling just fine for me. And the pole saw is oiling just fine. And that's a little easier to keep an eye on. Plus, you're not using it as much. It's just mostly for getting those limbs and stuff that you can't reach. So there's rarely a chance that you'll be using it and run out of gas, unless of course you're doing a huge tree or a bunch of trees where you're having to use the pole saw quite a bit. So, but either way, always keep an eye on that bar and chain oil. So guys, I'm gonna do some sharpening on these chainsaws. I'll set you up on a time lapse and we'll get some footage of sharpening the chains. Here we are back at the 2 trees. Now before I get started, I want to go ahead and tell you why I do not do trees, or offer that as a service, or advertise for it. Would probably be a better way to put that. I do not advertise tree work. The reason I don't do it is because my brother-in-law actually has a tree service here in Chattanooga, and I just any tree jobs or anything like that I cannot handle. Now, if this was not a customer of mine, or if this wasn't my mom's house, we'll put it that way. If this was somebody else's house, I would not take this job on. Reason being for that is I'm not insured for this kind of work. Tree work does have a different kind of insurance that you're supposed to have. So that's pretty much the main reason, is I'm not doing tree work all the time, and tree stuff can get pretty expensive. Tree insurance can get expensive, especially when it comes to if you've got a chipper, if you've got a bobcat, bunch of trailers, a chip truck, you know, a ladder truck, or a lift or something like that. You know, that stuff can get expensive, and it's always just better for me to be like, you know, call my brother-in-law and say, hey man, got a customer that wants some trees knocked down. And that's actually what happened today. Is I had a customer that was asking me about trees, and I said, well, my brother-in-law has a tree service, and I'm more than happy to give you his number, and he'll definitely get you taken care of. But in this case, this is my mom's. I'm gonna cut these 2 trees down. Now, there's a lot of people ask lawn care guys on YouTube and stuff like that, you know, do you do tree work? Do you do why don't you offer tree work, or something like that? Well, that's just my reason for not doing tree work, is I know somebody that does it. I give him the work. I know there's a lot of lawn care companies that do offer tree service. They do tree work, you know, they sell tree work, they advertise for it, and there's definitely a lot of lawn guys that don't. I know several lawn companies that don't even mess with tree work. They're pretty much in the same boat I am, as they've hooked up with somebody and that's who they use for trees. But in this little case here, we're going to take these down. This one is a nasty burden, and that one just looks ugly. And I think the reason my mom wanted these cut down was she hates the leaves. So we're gonna make sure there's no more leaves that come off of these trees. But let's go ahead and get them cut down. I think this will be fun. This one I'll pretty much be able to straightforward drop. I'm gonna clean as many low-hanging limbs out of it, and I'm gonna just let it fall. I'm not too worried about that tree. That's the neighbor's tree. They're not home. They're not gonna see it. I'm just kidding. It's not gonna mess that tree up. And I'm gonna try to lay it out that way anyways. I know it's leaning this way pretty heavily, but it's got a lot of back limbs on this side that's keeping a lot of weight this way. So if I lay it down that way, it'll probably just go that way. If not, it will. I'm not in any shape, form, fashion near any kind of power lines. I don't even think there's one up on this. There is, but it's way out of the way for this tree, so I'm not worried about it. So let's drop them. And there we go, it is down. That one is. And as you can see, exactly what I was talking about before. And I did not explain like a lot of the stuff on, you know, how I make my cuts and figure math and whatnot, but this is definitely not an instructional video, just because I'm not a tree professional. I'm not here to teach you about how to cut trees, we'll put it that way. But I've watched enough tree videos and I've done enough tree work with my brother-in-law to figure it out. There's a lot of math involved that you just kind of do in your head on, you know, there's a lot that comes into factor when you're dropping a tree, we'll put it that way. In this case, of course, as you saw, it was a pretty easy tree. Had a lot of the weight leaning, or the most of the log was leaning this way, but I was able to get it to fall this way just because of the way I notched it and cut it. And look at those splinters, those would hurt. So as you can see how my cut went a little off of that split, it was able to hold on more over here and have this fall, put a lot more weight falling this way. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody or not, but that's how it worked. So anyways, we got it to fall exactly where we wanted it to, and this drop was a success. So I'm gonna get this cut up and moved around. Alright guys, I figured it was time to give you an update on where I'm at with all this. I've already got all this cut down to size and it's ready to be chopped up. It's actually going to be going to a hunting cabin and being burned as firewood. So, cool. It's ready to be, I'm going to be just putting it right up here, and then they're going to grab it and take it up to the hunting cabin. So, there's all that. Just got a little bit of brush left to haul over there and be done. Small job, but it was fun. Definitely fun dropping that tree. It's a safe drop. I'm happy with the way this little job has turned out. And there we have it, guys. I got all the firewood stacked up over here, some of the brush over here, some of the brush down there. Got it done, got it cleaned up. So my mom actually called me after I sent her a picture of this one right here laying down. I sent her a picture of it and she said, hey, let's just hold off on, you know, this one right here, because she wants to burn the brush. So, and she also said, you know, just lay the tree down and cut it up to where it's manageable for her to, you know, drag it by hand. But I wasn't gonna do that, so I cleaned it up and got most of the sticks up. You know, if she wants to, she can go through and find a twig or two. I know you're watching, Mom, so get out there and get that one twig up. But this is all gonna be hauled off to the mountain to be used as firewood. So let's go ahead and do a small recap on why I do not do tree work. Number one, I'm not insured for it. Number two, it's really dangerous, especially when you get up into the bigger trees. If it's something I can handle, of course, I can do it. I've got a chainsaw. I can cut a tree like this down where it's not gonna hit any kind of lines, any kind of house. There's no reason for me to carry an insurance policy just to cut that one little tree down. There's no lines running out through here underground, none of that stuff, so I'm not worried about it. And then the third reason, my brother-in-law owns a tree service. I'll keep him busy. I'll try and keep him busy. I'll pass all my tree work over to him, and I'll just keep cutting yards. That's what I like to do. I do not want to do this all the time. It's just not my cup of tea. That's not what I want to do. It's fun to do every now and then. It's fun to do it for yourself. It's sawdust. But guys, I hope y'all have an awesome rest of your week. Into the weekend, I might see you sometime this weekend. If not, sometime next week. We'll just have to see. I've got a couple of jobs lined up. Anyways, we're gonna get out of here, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed the video today. Hope y'all enjoyed seeing that tree drop successfully. And if y'all haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Shoot me a thumbs up. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace. They've been building that house over there for like 2 years. Peace.
Perfect.